Hello, everyone. Today we're going to continue our summary of Discover Canada book for the preparation of Canadian citizenship exam. And we're going today to focus on Canadian symbols. And the first symbol we're going to speak about will be the Canadian crown. Okay, and the crown actually, so just one information for you, Queen Elizabeth II was Queen of Canada since 1952. But since last year, we now, our sovereign will be the King Charles III. Okay, and the crown is just a symbol of the government, including the parliament, the legislatures, the courts, the police service, and the Canadian forces. So it's just a symbol that really refers to the sovereign, which is like what actually personifies Canada. And the second thing we're going to speak will be the flags in Canada. And we know that the first flag is raised the first time in 1965, and the main colors of the flag is red, white, and red. And in the middle, we have the maple leaf. And the three colors, which is red, white, and red, is actually coming from the Royal Military College in Kingston. So remember this keyword, military and Kingston. If you remember these two keywords and you see the questions and the options, I think you will be able to find the answer. And the red, white actually are the national colors of Canada since 1921. And before this flag, there was another flag used in Canada, which is called Red Ensign. Can you see this flag here? And it has been used for 100 years. Do you remember that when we made, at the beginning of the Confederation, the country was called Dominion of Canada for 100 years? Then the name Canada became the official name. So during this time, the Red Ensign flag was used as a Canadian flag. And you can see here we have different symbols here on the Canadian ensign flag. You can see we have the maple leaf here. We have the lily flower. And we have also England, Scotland, and other symbols here. For sure, we have also the British flag here. Okay. Next, we'll speak about the maple leaf, and the maple leaf is Canada's best known symbol. This actually here, you can see it also on the flag. You can see it on the Red Ensign and many places. Okay. Next will be the fleur de lis, and the fleur de lis actually is a French word, and the meaning of it in English is lily flower. And it is a symbol of the French royalty since more than 1,000 years. And Quebec uses this symbol in its flag. So this is a Quebec flag. You can see it uses a lily flower as a symbol on the flag. Okay. Next will be the beaver, and the beaver actually is a symbol of the Hudson Bay Company and is considered as a national animal or national symbol for Canada. And you can see actually the beaver on the 5-cent coin, the 5-cent coin. Okay. Next will be snowbirds. Snowbirds is an air demonstration. It is a Canadian icon for the Canadian forces, and actually Canadians are very proud of snowbirds. It is an air demonstration which is done every year, a celebration of the Canadian forces, as you can see here in the picture as an example. Okay. Next will be the Parliament building. The Parliament building, which has been completed in 1860. And the Parliament building include actually the Peace Tower, and the Peace Tower is completed in 1927, and contains a very important book, which is called Book of Remembrance, where we add the name of any dead soldiers, or anyone who sacrifices his life in a war for Canada. His name or her name will be added in the Book of Remembrance, which actually can be found in the Peace Tower, and it is actually within the Parliament building. Okay. Next will be the coat of arms and motto, and actually has been used or adopted after First World War. And you can see here the symbol. It has a word here. If you can see this word is Mari, Anqui, and Mari, which is a Latin word, means from sea to sea, referring to the Dominion of Canada. And you can see this on dollar bills, government documents, and buildings. Actually, whenever you receive your passport, you will see actually the motto on the cover of the passport. And the motto has symbols for maple leaf, has a lily flower, has actually Scotland, British, England flags, and a lot of other things. Okay. Next, we speak about popular sport in Canada. The hockey is the most popular and national winter sport in Canada, and the second most popular sport in Canada is Canadian football. And football actually is different from soccer. So the football is something similar to the American football, as a version of the American football, and this is the second most popular one. And there is another version of the hockey which is called ice hockey, and the hockey on ice, which has been actually developed in Canada. So it has been invented, or has been the first time to be played. It was in Canada. Okay. Next important sport will be lacrosse, and lacrosse actually is official summer sport, and first played by Aboriginal people. It is official summer sport of Canada, but it is the first. It is a very famous play, or a very famous game for Aboriginal people. Last but not least is soccer, and soccer actually is a sport with the most registered players in Canada. The most registered players in Canada. Okay. Next will be the official language. We know that we have two official languages in Canada: English and French. And any adult who adult means that he is more than 18 and he is less than 54. Need to provide a proof of language, like he has to have a language test and make a proof of language to get the citizenship. But if you are over 54 or less than 18, you don't need to do this language proof, or you don't need to provide a proof of language during your application. Okay, we know that from the history part, we have the Official Language Act, which has been passed in 1969 and added in the Constitution, which provides the equality between English and French in Parliament and government. So provide the French language as a equal language to the English. So it is a minority language, but actually has equal rights to the English as other language, with the English language. So actually, the French and English should be considered as equal language in the Canadian society. Okay. Next, we have two anthems, the national one and the real one. And we said for anthems, you need just to know the first line and the last two lines. The national one is called O Canada, O Canada, and it is proclaimed in 1980. And the first line is O Canada, our home and native land. And last two line, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. So it is repeated twice. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Okay. For the real anthem, it's called God Save the Queen or the King. For sure, now we have the King. God Save the King. And it is only played when Canadians want to honor the sovereign. First line of this anthem is God save our gracious King. And the last line will be God Save the King. God Save the King. Okay. Next, we speak about the honor system. How Canada can honor a special person or who sacrifices his life, or who did a very great discovery, or raised the Canadian flag in another country, or did something very good to Canada. So Canada started its own honor system with something called Order of Canada, 1967, and actually before that we were just using the British honor system. But in this year, Canada just it has its own honor system, which is called Order of Canada. And it has been done after the Confederation, okay, as a part from the Confederation plan, okay. And we know that the most important or the highest honor available to all Canadians, it is the Victoria Cross, and this honor has been already awarded to 96 Canadians since 1854, which comes for sure from the British law or the British Constitution. And the first person to award the Victoria Cross was Dunn. And I said again, you just focus on the last name, Alexander Dunn. And the first Black person to be awarded this Victoria Cross was Hull, Edel Hull. And the last one to be rewarded will be Hampton Gray, Robert Hampton Gray. Okay. Next, we speak about special dates we have to remember, and you can get some questions about them in the exam. The New Year Day, for sure, January 1st. McDonald Day is the first Prime Minister. English Prime Minister will be January 11. Good Friday is a Friday immediately preceding Easter Sunday. And Easter Monday immediately following Easter Sunday. So we know Easter, we have the Easter Sunday. The Friday before it is Good Friday. The Monday after it is called Easter Monday. Okay. We know the Vimy Day is a battle from the First World War. And we celebrate this battle because actually the Canadian forces show a very strong support and a very strong battle. And the day of this celebration is April 9. We have also the Victoria Day, which is Monday preceding May 25, which is called Sovereign Birthday. We have something special to Quebec, and this should be important only for Quebecers. I don't think you will get a question about it if you are outside of Quebec. Fête Nationale, which is June 24. It's called Feast of Saint John the Baptist. Okay. We have for sure the Canada Day. Confederation Day is July 1st. We have Labor Day, first Monday of September. We have the Thanksgiving Day, second Monday of October. I know this can be, you can think this is very difficult to remember, but actually if you repeat this several times or read the summary several times or listen to the video several times, this will stick in your mind, okay? Remembrance Day is November 11. Remembrance Day is 11, 11, 11, 11. We say it is day 11, month 11, hour 11, minute 11. And Sir Laurier Day is November 20, is the first French Prime Minister. It is November 20. And Christmas Day and Boxing Day, Christmas Day will be December 25. And last but not least, Boxing Day is December 26. Okay, so we are done now for Canadian symbols, and we move quickly also today to the Canada economy. And in 1988, we have a special agreement which is called North America Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, which has been done between Canada, USA, and Mexico. So you have a free trade between the three countries. So actually, that's actually allow very large amount of goods to be transferred between the three countries. And also we know that Canada is part of the G8 group, which is the leading industrious countries. Canada has three different types of industry: service, which is like transportation, education, healthcare, and so on; manufacturing, which is exportation of goods and creation of goods; and the last thing is natural resources, which is actually from many places in Canada have a lot of natural resources, including forestry, fishing, agriculture, mining, and energy. For the service, more than 75% of all Canadians work on service. So majority of Canadians work as transportation, healthcare, teachers, journalists, and so on. So it's called under service category. Manufacturing is actually make products to sell in Canada and around the world. And it's actually mainly in Canada, in Ontario and Quebec, the majority in Ontario and Quebec, and the majority actually in Ontario and Toronto. And the largest trading partner for Canada is USA, and 3/4, like 3/4 of Canadian exports are actually go to the USA. So 75% of all Canadian exports go to USA. Okay. Also, the large percentage of Canada's exports are natural resources commodities. Okay, natural resources commodities. Okay. We know that there is a border between Canada and USA. It was actually this border has been created after the war in 1814, which is an invasion from USA to Canada. And then, but actually, this border is considered called the world's largest undefended border, the largest and longest undefended border between Canada and USA, where millions of Canadians and Americans cross every year in safety without any problems. Okay, and actually Canada and USA consider themselves as brothers, and you can see this in the Peace Arc, in Washington. And the Peace Arc in Washington has the word "children of a common mother" or "prison dwelling together in unity," which symbolizes actually the very close relationship between and the close ties between Canadians and Americans. Okay, I think that's all for today. Next time we are going to start with the Canada regions, geographical information about Canada. So see you next time, and thank you very much for watching.